Hello and welcome. My name is Tom Shima, and today is Thursday, August 20th. Last time on Persona a Day, I spent the daytime once again at the movie theater. Yesterday, Keisuke Hiraga, the president of the art club, reached out to me with tickets and invited me to go with him. We talked, we enjoyed an artistic film, and I gained some charm progress as a result. In the evening, the team and I considered heading to Tartarus because Elizabeth let me know that there is someone who is lost in the tower. But we've been there a lot this week, so it seemed like recovery and rest was the better choice so that we can be fully prepared and totally ready to rescue the lost person. Yukari and I decided to watch a DVD together. We'd started a while ago, and Yukari had the newest volume. That was also a lot of fun, a well-written story, ended on quite the cliffhanger, and I gained some charm progress from watching with her. It's been a fun week so far, but can it continue? When will we be able to rescue the person who is lost in Tartarus? Just what other summer experiences do we need to have before school resumes? Can we make the most of our time? Find out on today's episode of Persona a Day. Okay, so here we are. This is where things left off at the end of yesterday. We are just finishing watching that DVD. I gained that bit of charm progress. I'm feeling really good about my social stats. Popular, fearless, and smart. A good balance. Still some progress to work on. Yeah, I'm not going to let up yet, but I'm liking where I'm at.
It's getting pretty late. We better head back to our rooms.
So that's how yesterday came to a close. That carries us on into Thursday the 20th. Looks like it's the day of the new moon.
Yeesh, it's a scorcher.
All right, we're starting out with a Junpei POV. That's kind of different, kind of nice. Very much feels like summer. We've been talking about that all week here around the dorm, just about how hot it's been, and it looks like that heat wave is continuing today. Hopefully wherever you are, you're staying as cool as possible.
Oh man, it's already the 20th? Summer break's almost over.
That is a rough feeling. Yet we go back to school on the 1st of next month, so there's still a little bit of time, but it's going to be gone before we know it, so all the more reason to do as much as we can with the time we have.
Not that I got anything to do.
That can be a rough feeling as well. But you just got to keep those eyes open.
You think with special powers, the rest of the world wouldn't be so boring.
That's an interesting thought, but it does kind of make you wonder. I mean, as many fantastic things as we see during the dark hour and the challenges and the threats that we face, you could very much see everyday life feeling a little bit more mundane by comparison. That's not to say that there definitely aren't, challenges that are hard to overcome and experiences you don't want to deal with and other things that you have to just rise to the challenge to meet, but I'm sure that's totally different when you're literally struggling for survival in certain nights. To get to days like this, and it's like, well, it's hot outside, what am I going to do? That's kind of different from, there's a shadow that's trying to destroy me. Hopefully nothing like that, is encountered during the day. There's a face we've seen before. It's been a while.
What's she doing? Drawing? She's some kind of caricature artist? Nah, no way. There's no one around for her to draw. What the heck is she drawing then? There's nothing interesting here.
The very curious Junpei. I like the thought too that, that he is so drawn to what is she doing? Why is she doing it? I guess it fits that boredom. I don't see what you're doing or why. Help me understand.
Out of the way.
Instantly dismissed before even saying anything. Just walks over, out of the way.
You're blocking my view. Move.
Well, a very direct follow-up as well, not mincing words.
Huh? Oh, sorry. Oh, what's with those funky colors?
What do you want?
I could definitely see the girl in the dress's perspective here. Some person walks up, and I guess from her perspective, he is kind of just interrupting her. She's trying to mind her own business and do her own thing, and Junpei's decided to interject himself in and question her on what she's doing and why. And he's just curious, and technically not hurting anything, but to be approached randomly like that, I could kind of just see that being unwelcome.
No, nothing. My bad.
And to Junpei's credit, he seems to see that as well.
Dude, how can she stand to wear that crazy outfit in this heat? And what was up with that weird drawing?
It very much makes me want to see what that weird drawing was like. I haven't seen what Junpei's able to see. Apparently there's lots of colors, but it's up to our imaginations. How do you guys picture the picture?
I guess beauty is in the eye of the beholder?
Very true. Yeah, if you're the one creating something and you like what you've created and you're creating it for you, then nothing else matters. Anybody else can see whatever they want in it, and basically who cares? If I'm making something for me and it makes me happy, that's all that matters. But it is kind of cool when you can see where someone's coming from with what they're creating. And I do kind of wonder if Junpei is thinking about that now. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but there's also that, what was she making? Why was she making it? Why all the colors? It obviously spoke to him in some capacity.
Oh well.
But that's also a very Junpei turn here of, I don't get it. I don't understand. I'm curious. I want to know. But she said no, so I'm going to move on. He has been very good about moving on with things and taking rejections on things and just moving right on to the next thing. Oh, exams, they were so hard. I did so badly on them. But who cares about that? We're going on vacation. Oh, this was so hard, but who cares about that? Let's make sure Fuka joins C's. He's really good about just moving on to the next thing and not letting things bother him too much. I mean, that's not to say we haven't seen it happen before, like anybody, but he has a good ability to move past that, typically. So that was kind of an interesting opening to our day. Ooh, there's a depressing thought. Summer vacation is starting to wind down. That means it's not over yet, though. So let's look at that, glass half full idea. And there's still some time left, so we're going to try to spend it as best we can. I've really been enjoying the film festival at Screenshot this week. I don't know if that continues any further today or not. I'd love it if it did. That's been a lot of fun. But there's no shortage of other opportunities for things to do as well. There's all the different social links around. I'm not sure if... it's been a while since I've done a lot of different social links I'd like to get back to, but I suppose we'll start with a mail and see who's reached out to me before I start speculating. All right. Gourmet King, Nozomi Suimitsu. Fill in the blank. Eat like a... And the answer is, eat like a gourmet king. You think you got what it takes? Then come on over. That could be fun. It has been a while. I'd like to get to see what he's up to. Based on this, I would say that we are done with the movies. There's the potential for the elderly couple at Bookworms. Probably not Maiko. I think she was out yesterday. Hi, SA. I'm not sure if he'll be available. I think he invited me to get some food yesterday as well, but I went to the movies. So as far as social links go, we might be a tad limited right now, and Suimitsu might be our only choice. Not that that's a bad thing. I'll see who's downstairs and what they've got to talk about. Take a walk around town. I'm just going to kind of keep my eyes open and not lock myself into any one plan. Okay, some new stuff to talk to people about down here. Let's see what's on TV first and foremost. It seems a special about the game that was revealed today is on. All right. Akihiko, how was the day?
Oh, right.
Junpei's not around again, huh? I've never seen that guy do any homework. Is he going to be all right? That has been not about Junpei. I'm sure he'll be fine. He's good at what he does. But there's been a lot of talk about homework recently, and I'm not sure... I don't want to be that guy and realize that I've been supposed to be doing homework this whole time. Nothing was specifically called out about that, but... I guess one way or another we will see once school resumes, but I don't want to ignore things and go about doing fun activities at the cost of the things I'm expected to be doing. Hopefully, in the times I'm not seeing my character, he's been working on things. Maybe during summer school week, maybe those evenings when we didn't have any control after the stories I'd made up about what happened. Maybe that's when he was working on some of his summer work.
I have a suggestion.
Unlike the large shadows, it is difficult to determine where Strega will appear next. Koromaru said that we must be very cautious of them. Alright, I would trust Koromaru on lots of things. What a good way to start the day. Yeah. Koromaru looks like he's having fun. What was I doing again? Mitsuru.
By the way,
It's all over the news. Apathy syndrome cases are increasing. We must do something about this. All right, yep, it is the day of the new moon, so that seems to be in the past when we've started seeing cases on the rise again. I'm assuming that pattern has no reason not to hold true, so we will see if there's more people out and about when we're out today. And as far as today goes, social link-wise, I think I've narrowed it down to 2 potential options, either Suemitsu or the elderly couple. Between them, I guess I'm probably leaning towards Suemitsu just to kind of get that social link more in line with everybody else's level, since we're a little bit lower there than I am with the elderly couple. But I'm not sure. I mean, like I say, there might be other opportunities out there. But let's say that that's what I want to do for the moment and take a look and see what everybody else's choice was. Yep, old couple and Suemitsu. Those were the 2 choices that seemed to be... I'm not sure if they're the only options or if they were the most prevalent ones, but 87% of people went that route. And 13% of people went daily life. Looking at the Tartarus progress there, that still looks good. I'm right around 38 for my average level, so a little bit below, but not too bad. And we saw floor 110 last time I was there, but we left by a one-way teleporter, so we're not quite there. But I'm above that 103 mark, or thereabouts, so I'm feeling good there. I've got a moon persona, I believe. I sure do. So that'll be nice, not needing to pick anybody new up. Yeah, I think, again, unless I see something else along the way that distracts me, ending up spending some time with Suemitsu sounds good. But we still want to stop a few different places. I want to make it a full day. See if there's anybody to talk to. There's Yukari. How are you doing, Yukari? So, have you finished all your homework already? Yeah, no, or I lost it. That's kind of, I mean, losing it would be terrible as well, but I don't know. I mean, I legitimately don't know if I finished my homework yet. I really hope I have. I haven't directed the character to be doing it. I mean, there are a lot of things I'm sure he does without me telling him to do so, but I don't want to just, take my hands off the wheel and assume he's got this, only to be surprised back, when we're at school. It's like, oh yeah, I was supposed to do that? Oops, my bad. But I have no reason not to think that he's finished his homework. I guess that's not really fair logic because I have no reason to assume anything about his homework. I also like the thought that she just asked me this question, have you finished your homework already? And I'm just staring at her for 2 minutes here, not saying anything. It's like, hello, Shima? Homework? Yes, no, it's not a hard question. I think I'm a responsible student. I've tried to play it that way. I've stayed awake in class. I've done well on exams. So I'm going to hopefully not erroneously err on the side of saying that, yeah, my homework is done. Wow, way to go. You're one responsible guy, Shima-kun. Okay, it better be done now. I haven't noticed any marks about, did homework or anything. So I don't think I'm missing anything there. I guess. Time answers all questions, right? So I'm not really seeing too many new apathy syndrome people, but I'm seeing a lot of the ones that had been around before. Nothing new here yet. Still a good stop. And I like that today, thinking back to talking to Yukari down here about just how school is right around the corner. The day started with a reminder that spring or that summer break is winding down, talking about homework and just, getting everything back in line to get back to that routine. It's not really a fun thought from a student perspective, but it happens. We've all been through that if we've been through school. The reporter's got something new to talk about or ask. It's such a cliche for adults to complain about how young people look and act. You see articles about it all the time on what's corrupting the youth these days. But that guy kind of begs the question. I'm talking about a young man I saw on the street while doing a story. Long hair, bare upper body, tattoos on both arms. We know who she's talking about. You see a person like that and it makes you wonder if the youth really are being corrupted. I still don't know that that's fair. There can be standouts in any generation that are different from their peers. Old, young, any level. If seeing an outlier is commentary on the entire group, that is a scary thought for any group. Since I'm looking to spend time with the Gourmet King today, I'll probably end up at the mall, so we'll see what's going on around here. It's been so nice getting to go to movies a bunch of times this week, having not gone at all of this playthrough, to get to do 3 in a row these last 2 days. It seemed like a really fun experience. It really was nice. It felt like summer, getting to see some people from school outside of that school setting. To say that, I did something like this over the summer. So it's not just like, what did you do over summer? I went to summer school, took a walk around town and went to the mall. I mean, not that necessarily saying I went to the movie festival is a whole lot more, but it is definitely something else. Just like stopping at a store, it makes that makes the day seem more varied. Doing events like that makes the entire season feel more varied. And it was something fun too. It wasn't like it was something I had to do. It was something I wanted to do and had the opportunity to do. Everybody's looking good here. Mew. Doing good. Oh yeah, nobody really to talk to over here. Things are all status quo. Don't see anybody around that wants to be talked to, but I'm glad I've made it a routine to stop at a lot of these places, but I do need to stop the money offering box here and try to work on that request for Elizabeth. She wants me to stop here 100 times and try to find a 500 yen bill. I've been stopping the last few days. It had taken a while to actually try this because I wasn't sure if this was going to actually take my time, but it hasn't been, so let's keep going. Come to think of it, Elizabeth asked me to find a 500 yen bill by visiting the shrine 100 times. Well, maybe I should pray before I go. The air around me has shifted. There's an unfamiliar scrap of paper in my pocket. Upon closer inspection, it looks like an old bill. It says 500 yen. It looks like my prayers were answered. I should let Elizabeth know. Very nice. Well, I guess it's not going to take 100 visits. I'll have to be sure to be thankful for the help from the divine here. In fact, let's make this our spot to stop and contemplate for a moment. Take a few deep breaths, get some water, and just let's be thankful about what we can and unwind for a moment. Okay, so how's everybody feeling? Was that a good break? Alright, I think so too. Let's keep moving then. Well, I guess I completed a request I didn't expect to finish off today, so that'll be one more bit of business to take care of here at the mall. What games are available at Game Parade today? High School of Youth and Punchboxer. He's been reminding us about that request from Elizabeth for a while now. One of these days I'll have enough gems to actually finish it off. But pharmacist, thank you for everything you offer. I'm still well stocked on medicine, but it's nice to stop in and see you're doing well.
You got everything you need?
Yes, I do.
Thanks.
It was nice to trade off some materials for some new gear yesterday here from the antique store. I wasn't in Tartarus last night, so I've got nothing new to actually trade out, but just want to stop in and say hi to the antique store owner, appreciate the cool atmosphere here, and say that I will keep my eyes out for more gems and we'll do more business in the future.
Everything good?
Yes, it is.
Come again.
Oh, don't think I've saved the game yet today either. Let's do that.
Good day. Here are my requests. Wonderful.
It seems you've completed a request. One moment, please, while I check. Oh, what's this? I sense a strange power emanating from that bill. I thought it would have taken months and years to complete the 100 Shrines visit. But perhaps it's not the number of visits that matters, but the strength of your wish. Please take this as your reward. An odd reward. I mean, I'll take it, but some lime swimwear. And no new requests, so it's kind of nice to be making it through these. 5th old documents likely at the dividing floor for wherever the next barrier is. Let's see, I need to carry out the king and...
you live in is so bright and colorful. It's rather blinding.
Need to carry out the king and I fusion spell. Have to keep an eye open for that. I need to max out a social link. And I need to finish off that request by getting some gems to trade some stuff from the antique store. All attainable
Very
things,
well, then.
but stuff I can't do in the moment. I'm going to stop in and see Igor while I'm here. I'm not sure what this evening is going to bring, so we'll just take a look and see how he's doing here. I believe that my compendium should be good. I mean, there's no reason not to think so, but let's just take a real brief peek and make sure.
Registering
Yep,
personas.
very good. So Igor, Elizabeth, thank you so much for everything. I hope you're having a good day and a good week, and I'll see you when I do.
We look forward to your next visit.
It's been nice stopping in here too and making some new persona recently. It's been another one of those signs of growth and development and new abilities and just general strength and overall. Gonna look forward to keeping doing that too. We do have somebody missing right now. Satsuki Onozuka. I've got until 9/4. So I do want to get there sooner than later to get her rescued. Thought about it last night, but we were in Tartarus both Monday and Tuesday, so I didn't want to just spend all of our time marathoning it over and over. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it just kind of felt like it was a good night for a break last night. But I don't want to make too many of those because somebody is lost and needs to be rescued. Officer Kurosawa, I hope you're having a good day.
What do you got?
Hopefully it's not too hot while you're out there, or you're able to stay cool wherever you can, but thank you for the support, and I will see you when we can as well.
You finished?
I
Be
am.
seeing you.
It was nice to buy some new gear earlier in the week. I'm pretty good. There might be one or two more pieces I need to acquire, but it'll be nice to do that come Monday, come the sale, just to maximize the use of the money I've got. And I believe that's all of the stops I wanted to make. So we've caught up with Nozomi Suimitsu, better known as the Gourmet King. It's been a while since we've done anything with that social link, so let's pull up some details here to catch us back up. Suimitsu taught me about a secret dish at Hagakure that nobody else knows about except for himself. He seems to have placed his full trust in me. He has, yeah. He says I'm like a little brother to him, I'm the captain of his guard. He gave me access to that secret dish. And yeah, it does seem like he is trusting me. So let's see if I can hopefully build on that a bit more today and see where that takes us.
Listen.
Yeah, hey, Shima-kun. Wondering about my clothes? Well, you see, the reason I wear our school uniform is... it's hard to find something that'll fit. Anyway, want to go for a bite somewhere? My poor stomach's been crying for a while. And actually, I didn't even really consciously register that he still had the school uniform on, but I guess he does. And I've got Yamato no Orochi with me, so that will just help us get that much closer. Yeah, let's do it. Sounds fun.
Yes!
Wonderful, my gourmet friend. Our culinary adventure continues. Today we'll be going to Wakatsu. There's something for everyone on that menu. I like how we've had this tour of all the different places.
I had a melon pond, then a katsu sandwich.
I like it here, and it's been a while since I've been to Wakatsu in general, but especially with somebody else. I remember coming with Moriyama. No, not Moriyama. Miyamoto a while ago. But yeah, it's nice to just get out and do something a little different, too.
Then an age pond, a kane pond, a yakisoba pond, apple strudel, another aji pond. But I gotta have my rice, too.
Well, yeah, you gotta. After all that, you gotta balance out with some rice.
I think that might have been too many carbs. Today, a girl in my class asked me, "Who's that cute guy you went to Umiyushi with?"
He did kind of wonder about having me too near him when we first met because he didn't want me to make him look bad by comparison. Not that that was anything I was thinking about, but it was definitely on his mind, and so it sounds like his fears were realized when that girl talked to him about this.
She wanted me to introduce you two so you could eat lunch together. Without me.
The nerve of the girl.
Girls always go for guys like you. Or my little brother. I guess looks really are everything. But once we're dead, we'll all just be bones. You can't tell a handsome skeleton from an ugly one.
Kind of a dark, morbid optimism. It's not wrong, I suppose, but not a way I've really thought about it before.
Not again. Why do my memories make me so damn hungry? Hey waiter, another tonkatsu special. While we wait for the food, let me share a little Senryu poem I wrote.
Ah, so cultured.
He who cuts you is no friend, but he who katsu you, flavor until the end. Huh? Oh, my stomach! Emergency! Whew, that was way too close. If that toilet was just a bit further away, oh boy.
Thanks for sharing, I suppose. Oh, okay, interesting question here. It would feel like, from everything he's talked about, there might be a slight chance that perhaps his eating habits have contributed to that. And it feels like, that makes more sense, but it also seems like the sort of thing he wouldn't really want to be asked about. Did you eat too much? He's the gourmet king. There's no one else in his eyes that can do what he can do. So to ask if even he's unable to do the one thing that makes him special in his eyes, I feel like that would come across as insulting. And the why of it, I guess, doesn't really matter either. It's, he does seem like something is wrong with him. So I feel like asking if he's feeling sick just shows more empathy and care for him than trying to diagnose what's going on. The reason doesn't really matter if he's not feeling well. And I want to be there for him as a concerned friend and not just as a busybody trying to fix things. So, are you feeling sick?
No, I'm fine. No worries.
Okay. You didn't sound fine earlier, but if you say it's fine, we're fine.
Everything's good and normal over here. Except for my weight, that is. The gourmet king shouldn't say things like that. I didn't mean to be so crass. I mean, who wants to talk about toilets while they're eating? I keep saying toilet. Sorry.
I won't say it didn't cross my mind, but I don't want to hold it against him either. I can tell Suimitsu is trying to be considerate of me. Yeah, and I mean, that does go a long way too. He realizes he's said something he didn't mean to say, and even though we end up saying it a few more times, he's at least trying to walk it back. He's not just like, oh, well, it doesn't matter. There's that level of consideration. I feel like our relationship is stronger. And it's kind of fun to look at these earlier levels of social links compared to some of the later levels, like Maiko running away and having to find her with her parents, compared to just the early levels here, getting a meal with Suimitsu and showing concern for his well-being, but just the general topic of conversation being the big dramatic moment for the day. It's that early level of trust with someone versus that deepening trust once you're further involved in their life and incorporated into it, and the different things you see in life. So it's kind of nice to be on this edge of things still, and getting to know Suimitsu here. And still seeing that even steps like that take us closer in our relationship getting stronger. And it just leads from one thing to the next, and that does deepen that connection and further things and see where it goes. And it has been a while since we've seen the moon rank up, so it's nice to see rank 4 here. Rank 4 with the Gourmet King, Suemitsu, and the Moon Arcana.
Okay, enough of that. Let's shovel that food down. We have to eat every chance we get, because once we're dead, all we'll be eating is dust.
That's one way to motivate me? Sure, let's go with that, Your Majesty.
You know, just like my little brother.
Oh. That makes it a little harder to respond to. No more jokes on that, then. That feels like one of those cliffhanger jumps. I mean, we've seen a few of those in other social link opportunity things, but to go from what seemed like such an innocuous conversation to hinting at things like skeletons to at the very end, once you're dead, all you eat is dust, just like my brother. Like, wait, what? But then we cut to black here. Well, that definitely keeps me interested in seeing where things go next time. After eating with Suemitsu, I went back to the dorm. Well, I can definitely see where that opens things up to. Too deep in our social link. But that was our afternoon with Suemitsu, and I guess we're back here at the dorm. Koromaru and Aigis are together here. Koromaru's just whined about something.
No.
Aw. How can you say no to Koromaru?
No means no.
You know what or what's wrong? I would assume there'd be something wrong if she's saying no to Koromaru about something, but there's some disagreement between them, so what's wrong?
I am currently negotiating with Koromaru-san.
Okay. Can you fill me in any more? Or, I mean, that's more than I knew, but I'd still like to know more.
Koromaru-san is prohibited from going out for a walk on his own.
I see. Oh, okay.
There were arrangements for Sanada-san to accompany Koromaru-san on his walk today. However, the scheduled time has passed, and Sanada-san has yet to return.
I see. So Koromaru knows that he's entitled to an Oda walk today. And so I'm assuming he wants to go out, but the rule is that he can't go by himself, so that's why I guess has to put her foot down and say no.
Koromaru-san's patience has reached its limit.
Understandable. I'm guessing this is some kind of secondary negotiation potentially then.
Koromaru-san is requesting that you accompany him instead.
That's about what I inferred as well.
Are you available to assist at the moment?
I suppose I didn't make any other plans. Yeah. And yeah, the option, well, what about you, I guess? But Koromaru-san literally turned and asked me about that, so I feel like it would be shifting things off to, I guess, unfairly for the both of them if I were to say that. But yeah, I don't have any specific plans. I had things I was considering doing, but nothing was set in stone yet, so yeah, let's go. I'm available. Perfect timing.
You are what they call a lifesaver.
Koromaru and I left the dorm to go for a walk. This looks like a lot of fun. It's already established that I like to go on walks with a character anyway, but for Koromaru and I to get to go out together at night here where it's, again, that cooler side of the day, hopefully. And I just talk about the day, take things in, and just contemplate whatever. Oh? And maybe it's not all happy and fun.
A non-human persona user. Now that is certainly unique.
Aha.
However, my fascination lies more with you.
Well, we did hear that Koromaru-san told us to watch out for Strega. Seems like he still believes that in encountering Takaya here.
Good evening.
But to Takai's credit, as much as I still disagree with their overall motivations, he is still cordial, and I want to reciprocate that. Kind of like giving him my name the other day on the bridge when he asked for what my name was. Like, yeah, I can be civil. I don't agree with you, but I can still be civil. So, good evening.
There's no need for hostility. Now is hardly the time.
He says, with that gun on his waist there.
Let's have a little chat.
We can do that. Yeah, I mean, I'm always open to keeping those lines of communication available.
Come along.
This is really not how I expected our evening to go. He doesn't seem to be hostile. What should I do?
What exactly are you waiting for?
I guess we're going.
Now then, I have a question for you. However, just demanding answers from you wouldn't be a very fair arrangement, now would it?
Not especially, but you're the one that's armed, so do what you feel you have to do, I suppose.
I will answer one question of your own first.
See, this is the kind of thing I like about that. There's that code almost. I could just take what I want from you or demand what I want from you, but I will meet you halfway. If I'm going to ask you a question, then I will in turn answer a question of yours, and I'll even start, sort of thing. It speaks well to me. I approve of that and I appreciate it.
So, what do you want to know?
Ooh, what do I want to know? Well, seeing option 3 here, why aren't you wearing a top, is something I'm now curious about. I never really gave it much conscious thought. Can I answer? I mean, I'm not really seriously considering this third option, but it is nice to know it's there. But why are you getting in our way? That feels like the answer is because our goals are different. Because Seas is trying to end the Dark Hour and Strega wants to preserve it. I feel like we kind of already know the answer to that. And I feel like to some extent I might already know. I mean, their goal is to preserve the Dark Hour, because if we were to end the Dark Hour, that would end their access to their personas just like it would ours. But I feel like there's a lot more that I don't know about the why behind it. I mean, what are they doing with their powers that they need to have them so much? As far as I'm aware, for the most part, personas are really only used to fight shadows. I mean, there are certainly other utilities, like Fuka's scouting ability, so I'm not sure exactly what different abilities the Strega side of things has, but like I said, I think we can answer question 2 in that we want to take away their power, essentially, and they don't want that. So that's the why they want to stop us. But maybe I can hear more about their goal, or at least hear it from him, so I'm not inferring as much. So, yeah. What's your goal?
We don't serve any particular grand purpose. Had you simply stayed your hands, we could have avoided a needless confrontation. In the beginning, we had no quarrel with you.
Okay. Well, what changed then? Is it because we're now motivated to put an end to the Dark Hour? I guess that's a whole new question. Maybe I'm not allowed to follow up.
Had you not decided to eliminate the Dark Hour, we wouldn't have had a reason to interfere.
Okay, yeah, he answered on his own for me. So yeah, that was more or less what I was thinking, but again, there's that thinking it and hearing it from him and confirming it.
It is truly unfathomable.
Lines like that where you can see his patience is being stressed a little bit, because to them it does seem totally incomprehensible. It's like, why? When you have this power that's unique and special to you, would you choose to throw it away?
The power of a persona is a blessing granted only to us. Yet, you insist on ending the Dark Hour, knowing full well that your powers will be lost.
We do, but it's for that greater good, because of all the other threats that come with the Dark Hour. The Shadows, Tartarus, Apathy Syndrome. There are so many bad things that seem to come with the Dark Hour that I feel offset the benefits of having a persona greatly. It's that needs of the many, needs of the few idea. Do I maintain my power at the cost of an unknown number of people throughout the area or the country or the world. I mean, that feels like the definition of selfishness, right? But I guess let's see where we go from here.
Now, answer me this. Why?
Oh, okay. Is this kind of what I was just talking about? Is he asking me why we want to end it?
Are you trying to protect the world from the shadows?
Yeah, essentially. If the Dark Hour ends, the shadows disappear, Tartarus disappears, apathy syndrome goes away. All of those things seem to be related and problematic for the overall population. So yeah, that does seem like what we're trying to do. And I kind of like that too, because he seems to already understand why we want to approach it the way we do, just like I assumed I had that same thought. So hearing it from me, maybe that's kind of that same idea of confirming suspicions. Are you trying to protect the world from the shadows? Yeah, that's right. I believe that is right. I mean, I can't ignore them, but I think it's more than that. It's not just that game of I want to be superior to the shadows. It's what the shadows can do and what they mean for everybody else that I want to put an end to. Thinking back to apathy syndrome, especially this morning, talking about how we're seeing more of that again, and looking back every month, it clearly has a negative effect on people. And we have the power to stop that. So that's what we're using our power for. And if it costs us that power at the end to put an end to the threat, then I think that's still a fair trade-off. So that's right.
And just where did you come up with that idea?
That's 2 questions, but I'll indulge you.
In this country, almost 5,000 people die in car accidents every year.
Okay, I see what you're trying to do, but I'll go on.
And yet, there is no outcry against the existence of cars. Why do you suppose that is? It is because we value our own convenience over the lives of others.
That sounds like quite the stretch. I mean, by that logic, you can take any amount of absurdity. How many people drown a year? Should we get rid of water because people drown? Yep. That doesn't seem like that's no, that doesn't sound right. And at the same time, I mean, things like cars do also provide convenience. I mean, you say it yourself. What convenience does a shadow provide? What convenience does apathy syndrome offer? I've yet to see it as far as I'm aware.
So then, why should we give up the powers we were bestowed?
Yeah, that logic makes no sense. Yeah, I'm not just going to sit silently for that. That is not at all a fair comparison. It's not. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how many other ways I can say that, but it makes no sense.
Do you know what a savior complex is?
I do, and I'm not... I see where you're going again with this too, but I, again, think that's another one of those logical leaps.
You are being trapped by a misguided way of thinking.
All he's doing is calling us wrong. He's not trying to sell me on his side of why we need to keep the shadows and the Dark Hour and our powers. Why? Why do you need to keep your persona? I understand that it gives you some kind of power and some sort of thrill, but if you're calling savior complex, then there's got to be some other side of, that complex of whatever it means to have power and not wish to give it up.
We have no obligation to sacrifice what is ours to save others.
That part is true. We're not obligated to sacrifice what we have, but it's that... kind of hard to say, but what kind of person do you want to be? Do you want to just be that person that has no connections to anybody else? Ooh, yeah, that is an interesting way to look at, the comparison between Takaya and I. I'm trying to work on these bonds with other people, with everybody at the dorm and with my friends and the social links I've been forming, because that is where my real power comes from. It's those other people. It's people like Takaya that seem to be. I don't want to just make blanket assumptions, but we have no obligation to sacrifice what is ours to save others. It sounds like that's an intentional ignoring of bonds and in putting up walls, essentially. And I don't need to connect with anybody. It does me no good. It weakens me. It hurts me. So why should I help other people? it's kind of almost that transactional friendship idea that Mutatsu-san was talking about a couple weeks ago as well, that I wasn't quite so fond of agreeing with. I'm talking about how friendship and love are actually only byproducts of using someone for some other means, but I feel like that's kind of the opposing side that Takaya is to me, where I'm trying to make those bonds with others and get stronger as a result. He's trying to protect what's his by avoiding those bonds with others and seeing those bonds as a threat to his power.
Giving up your own life to save others is simply a waste.
I don't think that's true either.
Your reason for fighting is one of obsession.
Maybe. I can't say that he's totally wrong there. I do want to put an end to things, and I am motivated and driven to do that, so you could say that that's some level of obsession. But I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing in certain situations either. Overall, I think he's wrong. I don't want to say that I'm not willing to give an inch on anything, but I also don't want to say maybe you're right and have that kind of have me agreeing with everything he said, because overall, 95% of what he said I am opposed to. And I do think he's wrong just as much as he thinks I'm wrong. I mean, and I'm not saying that either. I'm not saying my way is the right way and his way is the wrong way, but from where I am standing, he is in the wrong, just as where from he's standing, I'm in the wrong. Neither of those things needs to be mutually exclusive, but I'm going to stick to my side of things and to my core values and beliefs here. I believe he is wrong and misguided, just like he thinks I am.
Do you continue to deny it because you can't accept the truth? There is no need to rush your decision. You should think carefully about it.
I love these logic gymnastics as well. Just think if you're having a discussion with somebody and you say you disagree with them, and then you come back with like, oh, is this just because you can't accept the truth? Is that why you're saying all these things? It's like you're trying to put yourself on that I'm already right pedestal, and just because you don't agree with me, that automatically makes you wrong. And if I wanted to stoop to that level, I could say the exact same thing to Takaya here, but that's not going to do either of us any good. And it doesn't sound like either of us is very much inclined to change our perspective at this point. I am glad I've been hearing him out, though, and hopefully he feels the same way. I mean, at the very least, we are still maintaining civility here, and even if we are kind of reaching that impasse part of our discussion, we are still talking it out and laying our cards out here.
We have been given a special power, and yours is particularly extraordinary.
I'm quite fond of it, but I want to stop him there too. We've been given a special power. Where did it come from, and why do we have this power? What are we supposed to do with it? Who gave it to us, and for what purpose? Is it just ours to use for whatever we want? Is this it's my power, I can use it for my ends? Or is this a power given to us to be used for a specific purpose? Do we have this power to stop the shadows, or is this just for self-interest? I mean, could I use my persona to do any number of things during the Dark Hour and, rule the Dark Hour as some sort of corrupt mastermind? Is that what I should do because I've got the power? Should I abandon society because I'm stronger because of the power I have? I don't think so, because if that logic were true, that could apply in all sorts of directions, and that's the collapse of society right there.
It's as if the Dark Hour has chosen you.
Maybe it has. Maybe I've got some sort of Dark Hour divine providence on my side. I don't think so, but I guess even saying that really sounds more like that savior complex. Maybe that's part of that 5% that I do agree with some of what he said on.
Does it really make sense for you to reject this gift?
I'm not rejecting it. I'm using it. This right here, this is kind of that I've talked about before in this playthrough as well, about people saying like doing certain things is wasting time. If you like what you're doing, or if what you're doing is what you want to be doing, then you're spending time, you're not wasting it. And that's the same logic I think applies here. I'm not rejecting the gift of my persona. I'm using it for its purpose of putting an end to the suffering. That's why I have this power. I'm using it for this. I'm not giving up on it. I'm spending it, I'm using it, and that is what I'm doing.
That was all I had to say.
Okay. Okay. Well, I again, just trying to be civil. I do want to thank him for sharing it. So, Takaya, I'm sure we're still not in agreement on things, but I am glad to have talked it out with you, to see where you're coming from, to say a bit of my piece on where I'm coming from.
Tonight is a new moon. You have ample time to reconsider before the moon waxes full again.
It's still kind of a threatening talk, but it is also that, okay, you've got 16 days. We've talked. It's been civil. Now you can think about it, and kind of one of those, like, I trust you'll make the right choice kind of things. I'm not going to change my approach on this. I still think that what we're doing is the right thing to be doing, but at the very least, I do appreciate this approach. And, even if I see him as a threat and a danger and a bad party, there are still certain ways that he conducts himself that I can approve of. And discussions like this are technically one of them. Folded paper.
With that, my debt to you is paid.
Okay. Understood. Yep, you owe me nothing now.
Perhaps it might help you make up your mind.
I still don't know what
Well,
he gave
then.
me, but
I shall be going.
all right. Well, everything being what it was, I still wish you a good night. If I'm out to save people, I can't wish ill on other people. Again, that just kind of puts me into that complex camp he was talking about. If I'm trying to save people, I should be trying to save everyone. Otherwise, you kind of have that, like, superhero going down a dark path sort of thing. It's like, I've got this power to use for my purposes or whatever I want, or I'll only save certain people. It's like, at some point, you stop being there for the good, and you start just being a different kind of problem.
I trust you'll have changed your tune by the next time we meet.
Yeah, could I say the same thing to him? Could I say, Takaya, I trust you'll have changed your tune by the next time we meet? I'm feeling that might be kind of offensive to him, just like I kind of feel a little perturbed that he would say that to me. I'm not going to just dig my heels in and say, oh yeah, you wish. I'm not gonna change my mind, but I don't really think he convinced me like maybe he thinks he did. I'm not sure what that folded paper is, so, maybe there's more I don't know about already, but we shall see. It's a folded up piece of paper. There's something written on it. Piece of paper from Takaya. The new gear has eased summoning, but we need to make new safety cartridges before handing them off to MK. The evoker wait is also an urgent matter. Fortunately, ample test subjects remain, too. Okay, this is interesting. There's a lot to break down from this. The new gear, it kind of makes me think of the new equipment we were given by the Kirijo group. Chairman Akutsuki brought everything to us. The new things we're wearing, the new weapons, the new armor, the theurgy access. The new safety cartridges before handing them off to MK. Again, maybe I'm misinterpreting things, but Mitsuru Kirijo seems to fit those initials. They know about evokers, which obviously that's how we summon our personas. And the line about ample test subjects remain, that raises all kinds of questions. I mean, are we the test subjects? Are there other test subjects? I don't know the source of this paper, but it does raise questions, and that is concerning because the team and I, there'd been a lot of doubt going on before, and I thought we'd really turned a corner on that. So I'm kind of hesitant to rock the boat and make things worse, but it had been so nice when truth came to light and we were able to move past the doubt. So sitting on more doubt, that doesn't sound like a good thing either. So I'm really going to have to weigh where we go with this or see what the game wants us to do with this. It raises a lot of questions. But I think that's where I need to be that not an island on myself idea, where I do need to involve the team and let us all see this together. No secrets, no hiding. Here's the information I have. For all I know, Mitsuru doesn't know anything about this either. She's been in the dark on things. That's why she had Fuka researching what's been going on with the Kirijo group. So I think the ones we can trust most are each other. So hopefully I'm able to act on it in that way. What a night, huh, Koromaru? Okay, good. I returned to the dorm and reported what had happened. Oh man, wow, I really thought that was going to be the end of our day. Man, I want to save it now for sure. Well, we've got a lot to go over and talk about and see what to do. You know, I'm not even going to head upstairs. I don't have my bag with me right now anyway, but let's just talk to everybody and see their take on things. I can't believe that Strega guy went to the shrine too. And why was he half naked? Is it because it's summer? Maybe I should have asked him about that. Mitsuru.
Hello.
One of the members of Strega seems to have taken an interest in you. Sometimes a malicious human being can be more dangerous than a shadow. If you should cross paths, I want you to be careful. We kind of talked about that idea too the other day when it was the full moon, when Takaya and Jin came down to the military bunker where we were. Because the encounter with the two of them feels totally different than a shadow. At that point, we're no longer fighting shadows. We're fighting people. And that feels like one of those really rough lines that we haven't had to consider crossing before. There's Fuka. Doing some reading doesn't sound like a bad thing. I want to stop up in my room here first and foremost and just kind of decompress after all of that new information. Check some messages while I'm here. There's a limited set meal at Wakatsu. Today we're serving up our special limited dish only for our regulars. A full-course seafood set meal available at a reasonable price. We hope you will all try it. Remember, a healthy brain stems from healthy food. Wakatsu's got your back. That sounds good, but I was there this afternoon with Suemitsu. And Fuka being nice and reminding me where she is. I'm on the second floor. I'll be at the couch on the second floor today. If you'd like to go to Tartarus, please look for me there. Well, what do we do with tonight? Seeing her there, it's been fun being able to do some reading with Fuka. I kind of want to get back to that. I saw Koromaru down at the bottom of the stairs. It's already been a busy evening, so there's that part of me that thought about Tartarus, but after everything we've already been through, it kind of feels like it'd be nice to just not go from one big challenge to another. So we might save that for another night. Oh, it's a brush. I say he had the remote to the TV in front of him the other day. It looks like he might want to be brushed. I get that. He does deserve that too, so that could be fun. I've read a little bit with Fuka before. It'd be kind of fun to get back to that though. But I want to take a step outside as well. I mean, I know I just went on a walk with Koromaru, but let's just see what else is going on outside tonight. I guess if nothing else does change, between those two options back at the dorm, whether it's spending time with Koromaru or spending time with Fuka, I'm kind of leaning towards spending time with Fuka. I already went on a walk with Koromaru, so we had some time together, and even though it was interrupted by Takaya, I think overall it was still probably hopefully fun. So like just getting to do something quiet, do some reading, that sounds good too. 13% went social links, 1% went back to Tartarus. Yeah, okay. Looking pretty good. I like that, illustration over there in the daily life activities too. I've been very drawn to that. Wouldn't be bad to spend time with Mutatsu-san either, but doing something with the people at the dorm sounds good. Ever since I learned that we can unlock different abilities and characteristics by doing that, it's just further motivated me to want to do those sooner than later. I'm not sure what that'll lead to in Tartarus, but it's just nice to have more abilities on hand. So I still want to stop at the mall here and just be out for a bit, stop by Club Escapade, see what's going on. But yeah, I think I'm going to plan to make my way back to the dorm then and do some reading. I don't want to, again, wait too long on rescuing that person from the tower. But we've got until 9/4. So. Again, I still feel just like yesterday, a little guilty putting them off another day. It is kind of unfair to them, but I also want the team to be in the best ability to go into Tartarus and successfully rescue them without risk of anything. Maybe that's just me kind of reaching and justifying my own choices, but I guess it is what it is, right? Here's an upbeat woman. It hasn't thrown off my groove yet, but I'm getting kind of scared. You see that man over there? He's so weird. I knew he was weird from the start, but wow, he's really out there. Watch. I bet he'll get kicked out pretty soon. Who is she talking about? Is it... Oh. Oh. I almost thought this was going to be an apathy syndrome person. I can't get the groove. I can't get groove. Interesting. We haven't really seen... I mean, this feels like somebody that's displaying signs of apathy syndrome. I wonder, though. Is that the transitioning point from the man who can't get groovy to a man with apathy syndrome? I hope not, for his sake.
Go have a look for yourself.
Nothing new here. Mutatsu-san, I hope you're having a good night. It looks like I'm rank 4 here as well. That's good. That actually does kind of have me wondering. I'll get out of everybody's way to come down here somewhere, but yeah. Just I'm kind of thinking about my social links. It's like, I feel like it's a good breakdown right now. We're around the middle levels for most of them. Really close on the Hermit, though. Who knows? Maybe this weekend will be the time to get to the next level. Most of these I can't do until school resumes. Or they're kind of on autopilot, like, the mysterious boy Pharaoh's here. Yeah, I'm happy with how those are looking, though. But yeah, let's make our way back to the dorm, do a little bit of light reading, and finish off the day that way. I've read a little bit with Fuka before. It was a lot of fun. I think it was a sci-fi topic that I've been reading, and it was one of those. We talked about how much time seemed to fly as we were reading together, and we were able to really focus on the material. And she seems to really like books and manga in general, so it's kind of cool to get her take on things. But she was really excited to do it and wanted to do it again sometime, and so I'm very happy to take her up on that offer. And like with Cooking with Akihiko, if that leads to a new ability, that would be really cool too. Especially somebody like Fuka, who's always with us as our recon, our scout. Whatever new ability she can have can definitely only be to our benefit. Yeah, well, how's it going? What are you doing?
Oh.
Do you want to continue reading that sci-fi series together? If you're not too busy, I mean. That would work on my academics. That would be nice. What do you think? Yeah, let's read together.
All right.
Glad to hear it. Okay, I'll go get them from my room.
So the other day, I recommended the novel I'm reading to a classmate.
Oh, yeah?
I don't talk to her much, but at the time we were discussing a movie we'd both seen. She wasn't too keen on the recommendation and turned me down, though. It was because the series looked hard to get into. There are so many volumes.
That can be a challenge at times. Sometimes you're not looking for some huge commitment. You're just looking for something more digestible. But there are so many of those bigger series too that once you get into them, you get absorbed in them and totally lost and can't wait to see what happens next. And hopefully the series is complete enough to actually see the story through to the end. Ooh, okay. She turned it down because there were too many volumes. Sometimes I guess I can't blame people, but there are so many things that have tremendous volumes that are still so worth getting into. It's about presentation. Maybe? I mean, that feels kind of like I might be calling out Fuka on how she sold the series, which is not my intent, but if somebody chooses to turn down a recommendation, it is kind of unfortunate, but at the end, that is kind of their loss. I'm kind of torn between these two options because, yeah, she is missing out, but from that business side of things, if you were to sell the series not as it's like, oh, it's a 17-book series sort of thing, it's like, it's a grand epic that you can't put down. There are a few books involved in it, but it's such a good pace. You get so absorbed in one book to the next that, time will fly as you're reading them. By the 8th book, things have taken such a drastic turn that you won't see what happens next coming. I guess when you're a fan of something and you really like it that much, it's easier to really enthuse about it, or to just kind of not want to share it and not take that rejection. It's like, I was going to talk about this, but I wasn't sure you'd like it, so don't worry about it. I'm not going to try to push it on you. I mean, what if you don't like it and come back to me after you read it and say that you hated it? I don't want that, so I'll just drop it and say, oh well, better for you to not read it then. So that can be tough. That can be the more personal side than to blame it outside. And I'm not saying that it's just Fuka that's guilty about this presentation idea either. I mean, I'd point fingers at myself first and foremost on things. If I were to recommend a book or a game or anything like that, it comes down to how I would recommend it. If somebody were to ask me, what do you think I should play or read? And if I just say, oh yeah, this 97-hour RPG, try that. It's like, I don't have time for a 97-hour RPG. I'm not going to do that. But if I were to frame it as this deep life sim that's got RPG elements and supernatural aspects to it, and a compelling story and strong characters and twists and turns you won't want to miss, then it sounds a lot more appealing than just a 97-hour slog. So yeah, it's about presentation. I am going to go with that.
Presentation? You mean like talking in front of a group of people?
Kind of, but more on the how you present something, how you advocate for what you're trying to recommend.
Interesting. So you think I should have slides or something to go with it?
Not exactly. I mean, maybe if that's how you want to try to sell them on it. But
I could probably show them in a room with a projector or... Wait, that's not what you meant, is it?
Not exactly, but if you want to play the straight man on that, I'll just let you keep going with the idea.
Recommending something to someone is a really tricky thing, huh?
That is true, yes, definitely. Like I said, yeah, you're taking that risk of if you recommend something, people are kind of trusting you on that. And if it comes back like, oh man, I didn't like that at all, maybe I shouldn't ask that person for recommendations anymore. Or if it's something you genuinely love and you think everybody should experience, and then they come back and say, man, I hated that. It's like, oh, that's unfortunate. I thought that was really good. So it would be scary for both parties to be that invested in something and have it not work out.
Well, thank you anyways. I appreciate you showing interest in that book.
I am interested in the book. It's been a lot of fun reading it, it seems. Gaining academics is nice too, but a really well-crafted world is one of the things I remember it talking about, and I really like that side of things. Kind of how I see this game too, and just all the little elements to it. Little things. I always pick up all these background details, even just staring at the window shades here, and they're all at different heights. It's not just some copy-paste asset. It's, that one's a little bit open, and that one's even more so. Going through the lounge that time and just following all the different chords that are plugged in. Little details that make a world feel complete. That comes across in any medium, so writing is no different. But when a world is really well put together, it really does draw you right in. And I think that was one of the big selling points on the sci-fi series she recommended.
Okay, I think I'll read a little further myself.
Yeah, let's do it.
I finished the whole thing.
Congrats. Although, sometimes when you finish something you really like, that's that almost condolence of, oh man, it's done. That thing I was doing, it's done now. And there's that kind of that sadness of it doesn't go any further anymore. It's fun to finish, and it's that cool feeling, but it's also that kind of sad loss. Hopefully it's not the sad side for her. Hopefully she's happy to be, through it and just still thinking about what it was, what it could be. It's almost fun, too, to finish those stories and just kind of continue them on in your head and think about where things go after that last page. Yeah, it could be anywhere at that point. I feel like my academics have improved thanks to the skillful expression in the writing. Nice. A little bit more academic progress. was able to get a lot of that over summer. A lot of that was thanks to being in summer classes, which at the time did feel like a little bit more of a setback. But looking back on it now, having been past it, having done other fun things, I don't feel as bad about those week of classes. If anything, it was nice to make those academic advances to try to keep things in line. Like I've said, academic seems like the harder of the 3 skills to work up, so to have those chances then, I'm not sure how much farther behind I would be if I didn't have the game take me to school for that week and help me drill into those academics. Seeing a little bit more tonight was just as nice. One of these days we'll see it turn yellow and move up to a 5, but that wasn't today. But I'm still happy with it.
Time flies by so quickly. Let me know your thoughts on it next time.
I will.
Well then, good night.
Good night. Okay. That was a good day. It was all over the place, but I really enjoyed it. So let's do some talking back at the desk about that. Okay, here we are. That was the end of Thursday, August 20th, and it was an involved and very good day. No more movie festivals, so that was it was nice while it lasted, but kind of back to just that more open summer feel to the day. It was nice to get out and take a walk. It sounded like it was super hot. We saw that scene from Junpei early on in the morning when he saw the girl in the white dress. She was drawing something by the Port Island station. He couldn't quite understand what her design choice was, but seemed intrigued by it. She told him to get out of the way because he's blocking her view. It'd be interesting to see where they go. I'd almost kind of forgotten that side of Strega interacted with our team, considering Takaya and I ran into each other in the evening. But we'll get to that. But seeing how hot the day was, and just, that's been constantly referenced this week, it's one of those heat wave kind of moments. I was able to do a little bit of a walk around town and spend the day with Suimitsu, the Gourmet King. We went to Wakatsu this time, got some food. And again, it was, just kind of that low-pressure talking for the most part. Sounded like he'd eaten quite a few carbs and wasn't feeling 100%. I'd asked him if he's feeling sick, and he said no. It's fine. He was kind of complaining about a classmate of his that saw the two of us together and wondered about who I am and if she could get to know me a bit more. That was one of those fears he had when we first met. It's like, oh man, if people see us together, they're going to totally ignore me and only talk to you. So to see that actually playing out, I felt a little bad for him. He's like, oh yeah, she's just trying to take you away from me, sort of thing. And also talking about how, at the end of the day, we're all just skeletons, and all skeletons look the same. So, he's trying to move past it in his own way. But that kind of came to that. It was casual talk for a while, and we got a bit closer and actually took the social link up to rank 4. But just as we were wrapping things up then, he seemed to imply that younger brother he was talking about had passed away at some point. Maybe I was misreading the scene or the situation, so full disclosure there, maybe I'm the one that misunderstood how things wrapped up there, but it felt like quite the cliffhanger bombshell to just one line say and then cut to black. So it really does make me want to catch back up with him and say, like, wait a minute, what? Did I hear that right? But that wasn't for today, so next time I have a chance to get with Suimitsu, we'll see where that storyline continues. But that was a good use of my daytime. That took me back to the dorm in the evening then, and when I came back, Koromaru and Aigus were talking. Apparently, Akihiko was supposed to take Koromaru for a walk, but he wasn't home yet. And Koromaru wanted to go out by himself, but Aigus said that wasn't allowed. So it was that perfect timing coincidence where I was able to take Koromaru for a walk. I didn't have any other plans, so it worked out just fine. It was a lot of fun. We made it to Naganaki Shrine, and who should approach us but Takaya from Strega. He wanted to have a bit of a discussion, and didn't seem like he was going to take no for an answer. So we made our way into the shrine and talked a bit. And he said that he had a question for me, but he was going to meet me halfway, and if he was going to ask me a question, he was going to answer one of mine first. So I appreciated that. And I kind of asked him in his own words, what are your goals? What is your team all about? And he said that they don't really have a grand aspiration. There's no structure or leadership like that. They have power, they want to maintain that power, and that's really all there is. If our group puts an end to the Dark Hour, then they lose access to their personas, and by extension, their power. So that's why we're at odds, and that's why they're doing what they're doing. And he kind of asked me the same question. Why is your group trying to put an end to the Dark Hour? You realize that that'll cost you your personas. And I said, as much as, yeah, I know that. And he just could not figure that out. He's like, but why? Is this some sort of savior complex? Are you doing this to do you think you're making a benefit by trying to fight the shadows and stuff like that? And then he kind of took some what I assumed or feel like are logical leaps, talking about like how many people die in car accidents. And, by that same logic, we should be fighting against cars. That just seemed like one of those kind of absurd extensions that I didn't really agree with. I still don't now, even talking it out this way. But he feels like a person with power was given that power for themselves. It's not theirs to need to be used for other people. And I kind of got to talking about how I feel like Takaya and myself are opposing elements in that regard, in that my power stems from the bonds with others, whereas he wants to maintain his power from being taken by others, essentially. He sees the other people being a threat to his power. His powers are his, for his use only. Everyone else be damned, basically. So it seems like we were still very much at odds in that regard. But it was nice to have a civil discussion about it. It didn't come to blows or anything like that. We weren't fighting each other. He wrapped things up and he basically thanked me for my time. And he gave me a piece of paper. And it seemed to be from what I would assume is the Kirijo group. It talked about the development of our new gear, giving things to MK, improvements being made to the evokers and things. So I'm not sure why he had it, but the piece of paper wrapped up talking about having more test subjects on hand if they need to make changes to things. So like I said, I'm not sure if we're the test subjects or what the Kirijo group is doing, or if any of this is even actually related to all of that. But he gave me this mysterious piece of paper and said, with that, my debts are paid. We're all square now. And he left for the night. So it was an eventful walk with Koromaru, definitely not the kind of walk I expected it to be. And thankfully, I was able to get back to the dorm and talk to everybody about this, so it wasn't just some secret I'm keeping from everybody. I guess we just need to be that much more aware of Strega and what they're about. It's 16 days till the full moon. That was something else Takaya said. It's the new moon today, so you've got a few weeks to make the right choice. And basically, I expect you to see the light by the time the full moon happens and stop trying to put an end to things. So I kind of feel like this might be one of those I tried talking with you moments, and if we continue to escalate things, I might wonder if he's going to say, okay, talking didn't work. I guess deeper, stronger actions are necessary. That remains to be seen. I'm putting words in his mouth at this point, but it was an interesting evening in that regard. Kind of felt like it furthered that grand narrative of their group versus ours, and to actually hear from him what his views are on things. Misguided as I think they are, it was good to actually have him put words to them so that I'm not assuming things. And I think he probably thinks the same about me, because he was actually able to hear from me my take on things. We still don't agree with the other side, but we're at least aware of it now. It was kind of a surprise, too, to get back to the dorm after all that and to have talked to everybody and still had some time to do some stuff. After as busy an evening as it was, I didn't really feel like Tartarus was probably the best time, or best use of my time, so I decided to do some reading with Fuka. We continued that sci-fi series that was a lot of fun. She talked about recommending a book to a classmate of hers, but it was a long series, and the person turned her down on it. And so I just kind of mentioned that, maybe it came down to how you presented it. And she kind of took that very literally about, I should do a presentation? Do I need slides and a projector? And then she realized that wasn't exactly what I meant, but it was kind of interesting to see her take on things and just to think about referencing something for somebody. And if they reject it, is that because of something I did? Because, is it their loss? It could be some combination of things. It was fun, and she seemed happy that I am liking the book she recommended, which I was. I was able to gain some academic progress from reading it as well, so that was good. She wants to do it again sometime, so I'm very excited to do that. Sounds like she finished the book, so maybe I'm close enough that I can finish it next time, and we can kind of trade notes on what we thought about it. But it was just that nice, low-key evening, able to read until it got a little bit later, relaxing and calm. From there, we went to our rooms, got to bed, and hopefully got a good night's sleep to get us all rested up for Friday. I don't know if we'll make it over to Tartarus tomorrow to get that person rescued. Again, hopefully sooner than later, but it's also summer continuing tomorrow. That was something that was kind of talked about with school being a few weeks out now. It's getting closer, so the team and I just want to keep doing as much as we can to enjoy every moment of it as we go forward. I'm going to keep my eyes open for that tomorrow, and we'll just see how it goes. That does take us to the end of Thursday, August 20th. It was a really good day, and I want to thank you so much for being here to share it with me. My name is Tom Shima. I stream this Persona A Day series every day at 12:30 Eastern Time, so anytime you want to be here and watch me live, I would love to have you. I do upload each of the day's playthroughs to my YouTube channel, so if you ever miss a day or something happens, everything's available right there for you at whatever time works best for you. let's make it a good Thursday. That weekend is right around the corner, so hopefully things are coming together nicely. Hopefully we've got that game plan for things, and if anything surprises you, kind of like Takaya showing up on our walk, hopefully those surprises are just met with calmness, and you're able to get past them and continue on with the rest of your week and your day, and things come together in the way you're hoping. I've been Tom Shima. Thank you again for joining me. I hope I can see you again tomorrow as this Persona A Day series continues, and until our paths cross again, I hope you take care. Thank you very much, and goodbye.